The Padres have a golden opportunity to make this team better on offense. These underrated players could have huge impacts on this team. All you gotta do is get them. Let's talk about it. Hi, welcome back to another episode of Padres Digest with your host, Andrew. Today, I'm going to present you with a tweet that offers some relatively cheap players that could help this team out. And I'll show you guys that in a sec. Before anything, of course, please subscribe to the channel. Our numbers are growing, and I love seeing it, and I love seeing you guys responding and everything for our videos and all that. So please keep subscribing. So I saw this tweet the other day from one of my favorite Twitter Padre personalities, Giannis Antetokounmpo, too much Mortons. One of the weakest spots on this team is the righty hitter off the bench / platoon partner with Shildt that's currently being held by Lockridge and Camp. Here are some sneaky names on losing teams that shouldn't cost much in terms of prospect capital. Ideally, you want a regular left field, then a bat like this. So, Kyle Backus easily handling the Padres tonight made me wonder, how has San Diego fared against left-handed pitching recently? Well, since May 5th, San Diego has posted the following left-handed pitchers against left-handed pitchers. 61 weighted runs created, 28th in the MLB. 252 WOBA, last in the MLB. 572 OPS last. 22.7 hard hit rate, 29th in the MLB. I also saw this team barrel percentage, 29th at 6.5. So, our offense sucks. Worst offense in the league the past 26 games. Yeah, you can read it. It's pretty poor right now. So I know yesterday I was having a whole doomer take about the Padres offense, and I don't know how they're going to do today. This video will come out tomorrow, but I don't know how they'll do today. I'm assuming more of the same. So it's clear that we definitely need some help against left-handed hitters. It should be Campusano, but we're not using Campusano anymore. And to be honest, he does kind of suck. So if we're not going to use him, we need help, because clearly it's not working out. So I'm going to present you, I think it was like 8 or 9 players that I saw on this tweet. So full credit to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Full credit for that. But let's start with probably my favorite of the batch, Rob Refnider. So he is old, obviously, 34 years old. But his stats, as you can see, pretty good against left-handed pitching. 126 weighted runs created, good slash line. But in his 34, only making $2.1 million on his final year of contract. So he does have good stats, and he has been hitting good recently. 4 home runs though, 290 average. I think he's definitely the best that I could present you guys. But also, I want to make this statement real quick before I forget. I'm not saying that these are like the best of the best, cream of the crop, that these should go over like Jarren Duran or like Luis Robert Jr. or Taylor Ward. I'm not saying these are like the best that we should be going for. I'm giving you options that these underrated players, we're playing Moneyball right now. That's what we're doing. We're playing Moneyball. These underrated players could help against left-handed pitching. Not against much else, let's be honest. But we need someone in the outfield who can hit against lefties. She hit a home run off of Chris Sale. We saw that. Hasn't done much since. Let's put it that way. So I'm not saying these are like the best players in the league. Sorry, I still have a little bit of a sick brain going on, so my brain's a little fried. Sorry, but I'm not saying these are amazing players. I'm saying these are good enough options that are relatively cheap. Another person, Sam Hagerty, currently on the Rangers, making league minimum with 1 more year of arbitration remaining. Switch hitter, but as you can see, hits left-handed pitching a lot better than right-handed pitching. What do we need? Why do we like him? Does it give me like that one seat in Moneyball? Because he gets on base. No, for this, why do we like him? Because he can hit left-handed pitching. And I mean, his stats are cool. He's not like a slugger, but he does have good slug, expected-wise, 431. I mean, he's hitting better than Xander Bogaerts right now. So I don't see why he wouldn't be a good option. Defense isn't amazing, but again, I think our biggest problem right now is not defense, it's offense. I can show you the next one. Ramon Laureano. This is probably my second favorite pick if we do not get someone like Refnider, because he is still kind of young. I mean, 30 years old. Sam Hagerty was, 31? So they're relatively young. And Laureano is, I don't want to say an established name, but he's a recognizable name, especially because he has a very good arm. His defense isn't as great as it used to be, but he has a really good arm. And of course, why do we like him? Because he can hit left-handed pitching. You can see the stats on there. I don't want to bore you by reading every little thing, but he's cost $4 million this year and has a club option for next year. And he has 8 home runs already this year, 269 average. He might be a little bit more expensive than other people on this list, but Orioles are selling outfielders right now, or just selling in general. I think they're probably not going anywhere today. And speaking of outfielders that the Orioles do have, another one, Dylan Carlson, much younger, 26 years old. His percentile rankings don't look great compared to like Roman Laureano, whose Laureano isn't amazing, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't look great on this, right? But the reason we like him, he does have decent power, but his average is kind of weak. But I would say his defense is better. Not really. I've known him for good defense. I feel like he's definitely played good defense before, but he's a switch hitter. Why do we like him? Because he can hit left-handed pitching. And he's costing $975 this year with another year of arbitration left. And he's still relatively young, so I feel like he definitely has a lot more upsides than downsides if he's relatively cheap. Only if he's relatively cheap. That being said, I definitely think there are much better players on this list, but let's not ignore any possibilities. After that, of course, another player you might recognize, I don't know if you do, but Alex Call. He is basically a left-handed hitting specialist. He is a 30, so not super old, but he does have a lot of years, like it says on the left. He has a lot of years of arbitration left, so he might cost a little bit more, but he's on a rebuilding team with the Nationals, and the Nationals love fleecing us for prospects, so I don't see why this is a horrible thing. I mean, he does have pretty good OBP, on base percentage, 379, and his stats aren't horrible percentile-wise. He's around average to below league average, but again, we're not expecting someone to be the next James Wood. Sorry, James Wood. I would have loved to have you on our team. But that didn't happen. But he's not going to be a crazy amazing, but he's good, right? And look at he doesn't strike out that much. So as long as he gets the ball in play against left-handed pitchers, let's work around it. And his defense isn't horrible, but it's pretty bad. Let's be honest. It's pretty bad. But again, why do we like him? Because he can hit left-handed pitching. Miguel Andar. So he's a person who sucks on defense, and he's only making $3 million this year and is a free agent next season, but he hits for high average. So he's very much the kind of player who would fit our team philosophy of next man up. So he can hit for contact. Power is not really his thing, and he's also injured right now, I'm pretty sure. So obviously we can't use him right now. I think it's an oblique strain. I had a graphic that showed you that, but I think it was an oblique problem. But I think he again, cheap, but I think if we still want to go for that next man up mentality on this offense, he would fit that mold for us. But I don't love him because I still think our biggest thing is slug. I mean, he has a 402 slug, so I'm not saying it's awful, but he's not really a home run hitter, as you can see from his last year's stats. 4 home runs, but he already has 3 home runs this year, so maybe I'm wrong. After that, though, or did that one? Kyle Farmer. So the thing about Kyle Farmer, firstly, is that he is a second baseman or plays in the infield. And we obviously want an outfielder, but he can be someone that platoons with Shildt and plays all infield positions if Iglesias doesn't. And he costs $2.5 this year with a mutual option next year. Another big problem, he plays for the Rockies, who are technically our rivals. So I don't know if they'd want to give up Kyle Farmer, but why do we like him? Say it with me, y'all. Because he can hit left-handed pitching. And he does actually hit the sweet spot a lot and square the ball a lot, but everything else is not fantastic from him. His average is pretty low, home runs 3. But, again, we're only going to use him against left-handers, but he's probably lower on my list. Probably last on my list, honestly. Mostly because of the fact that he's not an outfielder, and we need outfielders. Last person I want to show you, though, Austin Slater, who is interesting. He's very interesting to me. So, as you can see, his percentile rankings are pretty good. On paper, he does slug 426, but he's not a great average hitter. He has upside, let's put it that way. But upside is not shown for the past couple of years. So, I mean, 2023, he did have a 270 average. But it hasn't looked that way in a while now. But again, why do we like him? Because he can hit left-handed pitching. But he's $1.75 million this year and a free agent next year. Tauchman and Slater for cheap isn't groundbreaking, but would raise the floor of the team. So he's not up there with one of my favorites, but again, he's cheap. So I had ChatGPT work up a little ranking for me. But here, English? Oh my God! For the people and how they're performing this year, this is how ChatGPT ranked them, and I tend to agree with a lot of it. My top two, like I said, and no particular order: Rob Refnider, Ramon Laureano. I think those are the best players we can get. Maybe the most expensive. I think Refnider shouldn't cost that much, but I think they'd be the best to fill the holes that we have. I also like Alex Call. I'm not saying he's great, but I think he could hit well against lefties given the opportunity. Andujar right now, for some reason, has a good home run mounts, but again, he's not really the power hitter. He's more of a average guy. And then everyone else is like people I'm not like keen for, but if we get them, I think they'll make at least a minimal impact, which is all we really need, right? We have the pieces to be a good baseball team right now. It's just I feel like we need some kind of bump. We need some kind of help. And like on base isn't like our biggest problem right now. One of our bigger problems are getting these people home. What's an easy way to get people home? Hit a home run. Now, obviously, it's not that simple. Don't get me wrong, but we got to start somewhere. Let's put it that way. We got to start somewhere, and these players are a start. A hopefully cheap start, but still a start. So yeah, let me know how you guys feel about this. I also have some highlights if you want to just watch this stuff while I talk. But I definitely think that these players have a small amount of upside. Again, I'm not saying these players are going to fix this team. I'm not saying these players are the answer to all our problems. I'm just saying they're players that could benefit from A, being on a competitive team, and B, did I say B? My brain's fried, I'm so sorry. But A, being on a competitive team, and B, just getting more at-bats against lefties, being more specialized. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, obviously I'm cherry-picking home run highlights. I'm not saying these are great. But yeah, I don't know. Just let me know how you guys feel. I'm curious to know how you guys feel. Do you think these are players we should be interested in? Do you think we should just stop bottom feeding and just get someone better like Duran or Roberts or Taylor Ward? Or do you think there's other players out there that we should get? Let me know how you guys feel. I'm very curious to know how you feel. And as always, please subscribe to the channel. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for watching. And as always, go Padres.